All right, good morning and welcome back to our channel Princess Seat. Today happens to be the 16th of August 2025, and we thank the Lord for life, for good health, for tranquility and peace in all of our borders. We also bring you a very important message this morning. It has to do with something of credible source and what would bring us to the realization of our long expected disbursement and funds. So I want every one of you to sit pat, understand the reason why we are here, and this economic reality that is just right ahead of us. We talk about the UAS funds and Nigerians' rising hope. So pay attention to this. It's going to really bless you, as we're just right at the very nick and edge of our delivery. Now, when we talk about change, a true and sustainable change, it often does not come overnight. It comes actually in phases, in steps, and sometimes in deliberate reforms that test our patience, but also promises last longer rewards. And today, Nigeria is at the center of an unfolding financial and economic transformation. And that at the heart of this transformation also lies both the government reforms and a global initiative that is known as the United African State Funds. Now, for a lot of Nigerians, the word disbursement has been heard a lot of times, countless times for that matter. People have waited, they have prayed, people have doubted, but as 2025 begins to open its pages to every one of us, there are two great forces that are currently aligning, and the reforms of the Nigerian government and the finality delivery of the UAS funds are in vogue. Now, together, these two formidable forces, they are creating a kind of hopeful symphony for a nation that has known both pain and attacks at different times. Now, while these reforms are building the foundation of Nigeria's economy, there is another massive wave of hope that is coming for the country, and that is the United African State Funds, which we all know. The UAS funds are not ordinary grants or handouts. They are colossal, running into billions and trillions of naira, which is designed to change the economic landscape of Africa in general, beginning with Nigeria. And I think that's a good step in the positive direction. So whoever partakes of it as a subscriber is going to have every reason to be grateful to God, not just for themselves, but for their unborn generations. Now, unlike smaller projects that come and go, the UAS funds are backed by heavyweight institutions. The African Union, the AU, the ECOWAS, and even the United Nations, the UN. And this backing gives it legitimacy. It also gives it a measure of stability and power. It is not another empty promise. It is an umbrella body of all grants in Nigeria that is carefully structured to ensure maximum impact. Now, how the UAS funds will work? Listen close and get all the juice that comes along with it. The structure of the UAS disbursement is both strategic and also balanced. 90% of the funds will go into projects. And this is crucial because true development is not just about giving people cash. It's about building systems, building industries, infrastructures, and sustainable ventures that will continue to create wealth for decades, for years to come. And this project will be handled by pioneers, by government bodies, by NGOs, by CBN, by IMF partners, and other credible institutions. Then also 10% of the funds would also go into direct cash disbursement that is handled by grant distributors such as the UAAG, the Theobald, the Supreme, and the St. Rita Foundation and Midwest Improvement Programs. Now, this portion ensures that ordinary Nigerians who have been waiting for direct relief can also feel the impact in their personal lives. This structure mirrors what good economics teaches. If you build projects, you build sustainabilities. If you disburse cash, you give immediate relief. The UAS funds now systematically ties the both together for a formidable delivery. Now, the vision of 2025 delivery for years has come to pass, where a lot of Nigerians have heard of grants, aids, and funds that seemed to remain in the air, announced but never delivered. But now, with the Vision 2025 final delivery, the story is different. The UAS fund has not just only credited, the UAS funds is not just going to come in the lee of your expectations, but also is fully set for disbursement after many years of preparations. And this is why every stakeholder is excited. Even though each is waiting for their own portion of the funds, some are waiting for project funding, others for direct cash disbursement. But the good news is that the money is coming from one unified source, the UAS funds. Now, let us see how much we can systematically ties or marry the reform and the grants together. We want to marry the two realities, the government reforms and the UAS funds, all together in one piece. Now, on one hand, government reforms are stabilizing the economy of the country, encouraging investment, creating jobs, and giving Nigeria a fresh image in the global market. On the other hand, the UAS funds are about to release unprecedented financial support, both for projects and also for direct cash disbursement. So this marriage is powerful. Without reforms, grants could easily be wasted or mismanaged. Without grants, reforms alone may take longer to touch the lives of ordinary citizens, but together they create a synergy that promises both short-term relief and also long-term prosperity. So it is easy to be impatient. Nigerians have suffered enough. Prices of food, fuel, and basic goods have skyrocketed in the market space, and families are under pressure. But this is where the call for patience comes in. Just as the earlier message advised, let us see the cup as half full, not half empty. The signs of progress are already here. The job listings, the stabilizing Naira, the global acknowledgements, and now the announcement that UAS funds are fully ready for delivery. Every great change in history has required patience. The Israelites had to wait in the wilderness before entering the promised land. Great nations today, from China to Singapore, they went through periods of pain before rising to economic greatness. Nigeria is walking that same path right now. And what this means for all and average Nigerians, for businesses, expansion is becoming easier. With UAS project funding, businesses would have access to capital that was once a dream. This means new factories, more goods, more exports, and more jobs. And for job seekers, the job market is opening up. As projects take off, thousands of jobs will be created. The current 10,000 listings seen in just a few weeks may soon multiply into hundreds of thousands. And for families, direct cash disbursement from UAS through grant handlers would bring immediate relief. It may not solve every problem overnight, but it will ease the burden for millions of households and for government. The credibility of reforms will be strengthened as Nigerians see tangible results. Confidence in leadership grows when people begin to feel the impact in their everyday lives. And for Africa, since the UAS is an African initiative backed by AU, African Union, and ECOWAS, Nigerian success will inspire other African nations. A prosperous Nigeria automatically boosts the continent. So looking ahead, there is the bigger picture. The UAS funds are not just about 2025, they're about the future. They're about unborn generations who will inherit a Nigeria that is not constantly begging for foreign aid, but one that stands strong, empowered, and very productive. Imagine a Nigeria where young graduates do not roam the streets jobless, but they are absorbed into industries funded by UAS, United African States. Imagine villages where, with modern infrastructures powered by UAS project funds. Imagine families receiving relief while the economy itself grows stronger. And this is the bigger picture. So let us not forget, when international voices like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the IMF, the AFDB, and others say Nigeria is on the right track, it means the world is watching. The delivery of the US funds will not only change Nigeria's internal situation, it will improve Nigeria's global standard. Yes. I'll be with you just in a moment. Don't touch the dial. All right, welcome back, and we're still on course. And just a little excerpt that came in recent months, and where international voices actually echoed one or two things concerning the government reforms and the early positive result concerning Tinubu's administration. That international voices echo the same thing that Nigerians are beginning to see. That President Tinubu's reforms are yielding some positive results, and this is not just a local praise, but global institutions such as the IMF, the African Development Bank, the S&P, the Fitch Ratings, the CNN, the BBC, and the Guardian UK. A lot of many others have also acknowledged the progress, and that's what the people are seeing. These organizations cannot all be lying at the same time. They are simply reporting, I think, what they say is observable. The floating of the Naira, a policy that a lot of people feared at first, is gradually stabilizing the currency. And investors who once held back are now beginning to return, bringing in fresh funds and strengthening Nigerians' financial base. And according to reports, the Nigerian business community is already expanding and creating more jobs. A simple glance at a job site like Nigeria indeed shows that in just the past 5 weeks, over 10,000 job opportunities advertised. And this is not just a small number, it is evidence that something is shifting. As one observer rightly put it, economic recovery is like surgery. The pain may linger for a while, but the healing is real. And once complete, it is sustainable. What we see today is a Nigeria in recovery, painful but promising. I pray that should be so. I pray that should be so. We want to see reforms that are yielding result. All right. Okay, now conclusively, a call to believe from all and sundry. Nigeria stands at a crossroads right now. On one side is despair, the memory of past disappointments, the weight of inflation, and the struggles of daily survival. On the other side is also hope that is backed by reforms already yielding fruit and the imminent release of the United African State funds. Every Nigerian must choose what they see. They have empty cup or they have full cup. The truth is clear. The business community is expanding. Jobs are increasing, the Naira is stabilizing, and the US funds are fully accredited and ready for final delivery under Vision 2025. The future may have once looked dim, but today it is brighter than ever. Let us be patient. Let us stay positive. Let us prepare for the dawn of a new Nigeria, one built not just on promises, but on real reforms and real funds. The disbursement is not just money, it is history in the making. I hope that sends some shivers round down the spine of some Nigerians. All right, this is Princess Seat, and then our report this morning is just about the reforms and what is taking shape about the United African State Funds, which is about to send the whole country on fire. And if you know, you know that we're just at the threshold of something monumental being delivered to our doorsteps, to our families, that every aching home, every aching mother, aching families, aching nation is about to get into a period of celebration, and you're bound to be one of them. So rejoice, brothers and sisters, all our fans on this channel. The formidability of what is in the air right now is something to be reckoned with. And I'm sure and I'm so positive, I'm so resolute that what God has in store for us, it won't pass us by. The reforms are yielding result, and these United African State Funds is for all and sundry. It's a national cake. So stay pat, enjoy yours in the shortest possible time, and rejoice. Billions of funds are running into accounts. Stay pat. This is Princess. In case you're new, subscribe and hit the bell. You wouldn't miss out on vital updates. When we drop it, you have it. Have a nice Saturday. God bless you.